Task two is mostly product performance. And by product performance, we try to explain how product sales and growth revenues affect businesses and some of the things we should look out for. It's not everything that is supposed to be inside your dashboard. You understand? Not everything is supposed to be in your dashboard. Some of them were supposed to be something you would research and classify amongst yourself, and something you and probably the team on ground, your management staff would also look out for, and actually go through them and understand that, oh, this is what we know, and this is something it's like a ritual in your system, and you know that, okay, this product is now our value driver. Since it has been identified as value driver, we'll now try to focus or make things on it, since it gives us a whole lot of revenue. But on the downside, you might see that value drivers are not really profit generating uh, um, products, probably because the cost of purchase might be eating in on the profit. Cost of production, holding time, and every other stuff. You might even find out that your low selling products are probably the ones that give you more profit. So it just depends on what management and you and your management have identified through analysis. Like I said, most of which are not on supposed to be on your dashboard. So after you arrange these things I have told you, I mentioned something that I want to see a documentation. I did not say dashboard. If you notice, when I was giving you this task, I want to see a documentation on how you would approach this task. The task is for enlightenment into you having to know, okay, how do I identify, what strategy do I find or way to identify value drivers? What strategy do I use to identify my volume drivers? That I'm not going to give to you until after the week task has been done. I have seen marvelous, wonderful strategies being applied on the group. I saw one that had to do with, okay, if the revenue is higher than the median value and or the variance, then value driver. Oh, like I saw strategy and I was extremely impressed. So I know a lot of you queried chat or prompted chat GPT for something like this, but it is also important to note that it is part of research. Yes, it is part and parcel of your daily job to use the tools available in your hand to actually maximize your analysis. It is not bad to prompt. You can also search for research materials that have been in this aspect that can also help you and see how they draw these inferences. So, our focus today will move a little bit to building the dashboard because most of you have not submitted your assignment, and in the course of building the dashboard, I will explain a little bit of things to all of us. Uh, Need to call the folders back again or the data, change their sources. So this is regional manager CSV. We change the source to where it's supposed to be. Now it's in our desktop. Analyst Playbook data. Regional. That file is regional manager, right? Or is it bridge regional manager? Please let me confirm. Regional bridge, yes, bridge. So you need to be careful. Desktop. Good thing is we are not going to write too much code today since we've already created some of our. We are not going to write too much measures. Being product dimensions of product summary. So let's get that done. Dimensions of product summary. Dimensions of product summary. Okay. Go to dimensions of regional managers. We change the sources since we are using a different system. So we go to next dimensions of store summary. And finally, the folder for sales. You can hear what?
I can hear you very well, clear and loud.
Hello? Victor. Okay, okay, okay. I thought you said you couldn't hear me.
Yes, I can hear you loud and clear.
Okay.
Yes,
So when we
said
close
I can
this,
hear you loud and clear, sir.
wait. I was supposed to do this inside Power Query at once, but it doesn't really matter. It has to load. So, like I explained to you before, you could actually not be the owner of a dashboard you're creating. You want to help out the team member so that their work will be easy. So you can build the dashboard and you transfer it to their system. You just have to locate the folders or the areas where your data is stored on the person's system. That's just all you need to do. If it is being stored in a different file type, what you need to do at that point, you need to import that file differently as the new file type, then change the headings like the name. But as far as the file itself has same column headers, you understand. What you just need to do is change the headings, just like sales, dimension store summary, and the rest of it. Just make sure it communicates like that. What your system will do is it will automatically pick it as it was before. Then what you do is you delete the previous ones. So that's just how it's done. It's not much work. It's not much work at all. Just hold on uh, while it's loading. Would also discuss. You're confused, how about me? Sorry about that. I can't do anything about that now. He said about
So I'm pinned.
no no no
I'm
no no no
pinned.
no 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 no.
So I
I'm
didn't
not
know the
changing it.
discussion schedule
I'm
I've
not
worked on
changing
that
it.
you are
I'm just
saying we should
helping you so
change
how
now.
you see differences. Exactly. No. You just delete the one you have, place that one in that
So
folder and
now
refresh.
I don't
That's it.
understand. So how are we supposed to do now?
Mm. Yes, it you the
So you
same
know that
thing.
for me
Take it to
now,
that place
the
that you
folder was
have
not
that file.
working.
Make
So
sure
I
they
had
have
to
the same
upload them
name
one
and they
after
are
the
the same
other,
file type.
then append them.
Don't append, don't do anything. Just delete the previous one that is there. Put that new one there.
Then I append it.
It will just read it as it is. Yes. You don't need to change
Okay.
anything.
Okay, sir.
Nobody needs to change anything in what they are doing.
Okay, sir.
What this new data will
Thank
do
you.
for you, it will show you differences. Victor, go on. No product table, just the fact sales. I just updated the fact
Sir,
sales.
the new data you're
But this
talking
is not a
about, is
new
it the
one.
product
This I'm still
table?
working on the old one. All of us will change it together. Don't worry. We are still working on the old one. You
O-
understand? I'm going to make a video showing you guys how to change it.
Okay, okay,
Yes, you can ask your questions, guys.
okay, okay, okay.
Sorry, sir. You said you're updating the fact sales. Like,
This
does
one,
that
I'm still working on the old data.
pertain to
I've
whatever
not
it is you are
used
doing now, or you
new
are just
data.
showing us, like you said?
Yes, no problem, guys. Why are you guys this scared?
Okay,
Don't be scared.
okay, sir.
So let's talk about
Okay, sir.
something
Thank you, sir.
on the management level. Management views things so that they can call to other managers that are under them. Let me explain. If you work close to, let's say, the director, then the director has their CRO, you understand? Then the CRO has his different supervisors that now has the different regional managers. So there is hierarchy flow. So when you're creating a report for the director, you should create a report that the director can only discuss with the CRO. What do I mean? The director cannot leave his chain of command and go to meet a supervisor who is under the CRO or the regional manager who is under the supervisor. That's why they are what they call it. They are hierarchy in every business. The director, CRO, the supervisor, regional sales managers. The regional sales managers now has the store managers under them. So if you're creating reports for the director, the report should hit in a way that, oh, I saw that this product category has been down for a very long time, and he will be discussing with the CRO. The CRO now, based on his own level, will now go back and start discussing this category. Inside this category, what was inside that category that made it stand out for the director to have called me into his office? Is that am I being clear? Am I talking to someone? Yes. So If you have any question about it, please just say something. Don't just stay and be confused, because
Yes.
the levels to which this report comes or flows is the way you will report. The way a supervisor, a manager sees their report is different from the way the director, the regional sales manager, the supervisors, and all of them have their different reports. So once you're working in these levels, you know that you will now break down this report to show how each and every level operates. So what we are going to create for now, what we have been creating actually is the director's report. That's, let me just be specific. What we have been creating is the director and the CRO report. So on a different level, when you come down to a supervisor now, know that supervisors cover a specific region. They will now want to see only their region. They are not concerned about other people's region. I hope that's clear. So you will have to create reports for these different categories or hierarchy of staff, just because probably you are working with them. Sometimes you get to find out that the both you might have one or two data analysts in a particular department. This is because sometimes the volume of work is actually too much for one person to carry on, because you'll be going through reports from different levels. Imagine you now dealing with regional managers. So at that point, the report level at that point is too much, because you're almost close to the stores. So that's basically what I wanted to explain. So guys, let us go back here and do what we wanted to do. So recall, we are going to take out the previous filtered row. I explained this in the group, so that we'll change it back. We'll apply date filter between the first day of the data starts in 1st of January 2023. So let's make our way to January 2023 first. And the last day of the data should be today. Today is 17th. So okay. Sorry, I think we actually made an error. I used, and I think we should have used. Okay, so close and apply. I will start making a new video for the dashboards within the week. So I'll start recording it bit by bit, probably, so that I won't have that same issue. I couldn't do it this week because of my crazy schedule. So I already have how I want my dashboard to be wireframe. Yes, Ivan. Yes, yes.
So I have a question, please. Sir, please, the report you are
You said,
creating, I was hearing you say that we are going to
can you speak
create
up
the
a little bit?
dashboard on the operation. I was quite confused in that report or
Okay.
something. You were saying something about when we are making our reports.
Hierarchy. in the
At
department.
different departments has the way their report
Now,
goes.
what
So
I'm
you're
trying to
saying that we are
explain,
making a particular
different
department. Though I did
hierarchy
not get it in my
sees
network.
different reports.
Okay,
Your daily sales
okay,
for top management will be different from your daily sales for supervisors, because supervisors are only interested probably in their own report, in the areas they govern. You understand? This will help them to really drill down to what they are responsible for. Yes, sometimes you find out that a lot of us use multiple filters, and probably at that point when you use multiple filters, it won't disturb your data, because probably what you have at some certain point is quite some little data. You don't have much data that you're filtering across, or you're not hitting on the database as well. But when the volume of data you're calling it quite large, my dear, you would now have to break down this report. If you notice, I did not insert any filter on this first chart. There was a reason for it. There was no filter on my chart, because filters sometimes make these people want to see more. I just help them in terms of performance. If you put filters, you would apply one filter this store, apply this product, apply this, apply that. Before you know, the system is choked somewhere. So it's not bad to add filters. I just wanted that to sink in, that certain times your report too, you might not need to add multiple filters, because once they have the luxury of viewing things in a crazy way, they want to explore. In fact, sometimes they just want to explore. They go deep down, they go everywhere. That's one of the reasons they have their dashboards for them, you understand. But sometimes also it puts a lot of stress on the system that you're using. If your data is not voluminous, you understand. Sometimes the crazy comparison you see, or you are required from management, you might be you that is the data professional will be the person to govern them at some point. You have to tell them. If you drill down from this high place, you want to see from category, now you want to also go down into each product that is inside, you want to go down to the particular, like you want to investigate. This can be done elsewhere. It shouldn't be done on your dashboard, but they might want to see it on their dashboard. So what do? You create a separate report that helps them to do that. Even on the side, you might create another report that shows, probably under Mr. Adeyemi, you might create another view for him. You understand? So that it's just a little bit different. But basically, for right now, let's just keep it simple. Let's say we are creating management reports for now. We are not interested in creating reports for supervisors, or making it too easy for them to drill down and cause confusion for themselves. Because tomorrow, when they are drilling down and it doesn't work, what they will call is, oh, Mr. Chidi, this stuff that you did, it's hanging. It's taking too much time. I I did this, I did that, but it loads fine in the first instance. That's what they will tell you. It loads fine in the first instance. But they noticed that as they were trying to filter across channels, across products, across this, across that, they find out that it's becoming slow. You understand? When they tell you that, they don't care at that point that, oh, I have applied multiple filters. In fact, some of the filters you will apply are on files that are not on your database. You just receive, let's say, I want to see it per these new categories that I formed for myself. And you start building. So what will you do at that point? So they employed you, you need to make them happy. So we have our today sales data that has refreshed, and I think I've spoken too much. Let's go and build something now, please, guys. So we are interested in product performance. I'm going to take this out. I duplicated this sheet. Take this out. Take this out. We'll try as much as we can to stay on the product level. Like I said, I already have sketched how my dashboard will look, and it will guide how I want it to look. And also, don't forget that products are not being viewed in the same light as sales. Products are mostly viewed, sometimes people wait monthly, sometimes depending on who is viewing it. That's why I said it is best to know the hierarchy you are reporting to. Depending on who is viewing it, then you will now know who you're reporting and how they view it. Management mostly is interested in basically weekly and monthly product performance. This is so that they are not interested in the daily product. For who is interested in daily product? The store manager, the regional manager can be interested in daily product performance. But who is interested in the weekly? What the output of this product has been done, which I'm interested in it. So it also guides you to know who am I reporting to and what do they want to see. So that being said, we are interested in making what weekly and monthly product performance dashboard, since we are reporting directly to management. Is that clear? So let's move. Like I said, we are not going to create any new measure. We'll try to use the ones we have to
Yes, sir.
reformat them. And I also told you I have like sketched my dashboard, how it will look like. Let me show you guys on screen. So sometimes you just sketch something. Mm. So this is how it's like on screen. I've already put my product count by quantity, by total sales, week to date, month to date. That's how I just sketch them. Top performing categories, top performing subcategories. Then by category, we can now view it in a weekly and monthly manner down here. So it's just something we'll try to work on with the little time we have. So if you see, my measures are being named properly so that it allows you to go back there when you want to. So we are going to still apply this to building um, quantity measures or volume measures. So that's basically what we'll do. We'll only build three sections because I know most of them, each level has the comparison. So we'll try to build the total quantity, the week to date, and the month to date. Let's just use those two. So that means we'll have week to date, month to date, month on month, or we won't do month on month last year for product. For now, let's just concentrate on this year product. Huh? As month to month, month on month, then week to date, week last week. You understand, guys? Does it make sense? Good, good, good. So let's move. Let's roll. Let's create a table.
Yes, sir.
So, like naming them with a hash in front. Loading. Good. If you get confused at any point, please let me know. Another thing that will help you is to also know what plot am I supposed to use. Knowing the different plots you're supposed to use will help you. Like the line chart, line chart is basically for time series. You know when to use your cards. It makes information clear at first glance. You know when to use your column and flow chart. You know when to use funnels. You know when to use your trees. You know when to use your correlation graphs, and it just makes it easy. You understand when you know all that. So this is so majority of what we'll do. This is volume measures. So I use hash to signify them the measures. So before you know, you see them at top. Yes, it's here. So like I said, we're interested in few things. Interested in total. So I'm going to be copying a lot and making adjustments, guys, so that we don't spend too much time. I want to create the okay. Something I always do when I'm trying to I already know what I want to do. I want to start building. I already know how I want my report to look like. What I do is two things. I pause, refresh on my uh, dashboard so that it gives me the refresh time on the page just goes off. So after this, I'm going to do that so that you see how your creation of new so quantity sold. So instead of total sales, this time we say total quantity. So we've created that measure. If I am not pausing my um if I'm not pausing my refresh, the next thing I do go to optimize to pause your visuals. Or another thing is I pause the page refresh. Pause the page refresh. This stuff has come. Where is that information again? Has any of you had these issues when working with yours? Especially when you're working online. You saw that video I shared with you guys. Have you created your account? You've not created your account yet? But you see,
Yes,
Yes, sir.
I
Everywhere.
Okay,
I have.
so you need to create your account.
I have.
If not, it will still disturb you
I
every
have.
time you come on.
I've not created
So
though.
I have
I've
a
not
lot of
created though. I
accounts. So
only
let me
removed
just
the
choose
error.
one
When I
I'm going
experienced
to use.
it first, I removed the error.
I will pause the recording and stop the share so that you guys will not go and steal my account with this thing. You understand? My password. Somebody will go and be using my details for their own. We are starting all over, not all over. We are starting again. Mr. Kolowale, I enjoy seeing your work. I enjoy everything you've been doing. Just keep it up, and the sky is just somewhere you start from. So let's move on, guys. So if I'm not pausing, I am creating like a new page, and I'll create all my measures, and it won't um, hold me back. So like I said, our concentration should be on week to date. So I'm taking sales for week to date, and I'm going to create sales for uh, uh, quantity measures for week to date as well. So you see, instead of sales, can use QTY so that will be fast quantity. Now, note that you are not dealing with total sales again, you're now dealing with total quantity. So, this is it. That's just what you need to do for quantity week to date. So, we'll also do the same thing for quantity sales previous week to date so that we'll have a comparison in based off quantity. You understand? So I know most of you will like this part because you don't have to write too much measures. Ah, I'm just copying and pasting. But once you're copying like this, you should be very careful because sometimes if you don't copy well, there's some of you that copy you very well. Otherwise, you look like somebody that has an eye for copying. Am I right or am I wrong? Deny it. Oh, this thing is going live. Deny it. Deny it now. So that it's not when you're going for counselorship position. Now say, oh, this guy used to this what do they call it? To copy in those days. Then one of
I
those
deny it. Oh.
your counselorship members will now say he was in my class. Yes, he copies me all the time. Politics is a very crazy thing. So aside that, we are moving forward. Don't mind, I'm just keeping you guys busy. I think we'll have to create another session. Are we almost? Are you sure this thing is up to an hour, guys? So let's week to date versus. I can hear you. Okay, we are trying to create our measures right now. So we are creating the week to date. But don't worry, we'll soon be done. Week to date versus previous week, but note that this is
Okay, we've spent 2 hours.
QTY
This is our
for
second
quantity,
hour.
and when you see sales, no, we are talking about quantity. week to date. See why I said copying this stuff can be very tricky. Why is it loading? Oh, I pressed multiple things and they are all showing up now. Please, I don't need you. Please, I don't need you. So this is not complete. I would just prefer to write it out again. Sorry. Sometimes instead of you to quantity previous week, comma over quantity previous week to date. Enter. So I think this is for week to date value. Would have to do the same thing for month to date value. What's wrong? Oh, I missed the bracket. So let's do the same for month to date and month to date. I know sometimes the way I'm calling all this stuff just looks or sounds somehow. Don't worry. If you've been using the terms for quite some time, it's just something that you would get used to. Sometimes I don't know how I managed to call them, but it just happens. So this is QTY. No, no, no. QTY. Total quantities. Quantities. This is month to date. So we're done for month to date. So let's go stick month on month for month to date so that we can build the relationship. So it's just because you already know what you're trying to achieve in your analysis. Normally, you're supposed to make a research on certain things like this. Quantity. So one final one for percentage. Is anybody confused? Please speak up because I feel some of us are a little bit confused. If you're confused on what I'm doing, speak up. This is why I love you guys. I told you that I'm dealing with polymaths, polyglots, quantity month to date minus quantity month to date plus period, comma, bracket, comma, enter, quantity month to date. So I think we are done. The remaining things to do won't take us any more time. It's just something we've done before. We just apply them. And like I said, always have your summaries, like certain summaries from the previous table might still find themselves here. Probably the sales year to date. Then you now go to quantities, or you say quantity month year to date. Let's use quantity year to date. Let's not use some of the values from there. Let's use quantity year to date, so that you would know the quantity of product that have been sold year to date. So another thing that can improve this plot is if they see like the monthly values, like which month has the highest sale. But since we're in January, it won't really make much sense because you're only in January. You understand? Another thing that can help your week to date sales is by the side you can include, how to make little plots that shows daily sales, like the day of the week sales. I'll show you all that as we go on. So since we have this here, our quantity sales year to date, we can just change it here. I don't want to build another measure, guys. I think we have a lot of measures already. Let's use this total quantity that have been sold. Let's not build another measure for it because of our time. We can change the kind of cards we are using. If we don't, we can use this. I'm not doing any comparison with last year for this, but I will include it in my final dashboard. Or should we include it? You guys have time? Is anybody willing to go another 30 minutes? Because I'm still okay. You guys are willing to go another 30 minutes? Okay. So since you're willing to go another 30 minutes, what I'm going to do is with refreshment. I made shawarma yesterday and I did not talk on time. Who saw the shawarma we made yesterday?
Yes, I'm willing, sir.
Yes, yes, yes.
So I'm going.
Yes.
Is that? Oh, go and check my
Yeah, with
profile now.
refreshment.
So let's create another one last measure for um, quantity year to date. So
I
we're
did
going to
not see
do
it.
this way.
I didn't see it though.
So instead of sales, we use QTY. Our sales year to date last year. Is it confusing you guys? Hope not. Like I said, we have outstanding. I don't want to blow some people's cover. We have absolute like two first class in this group, and it's making me, I have to show, what they call shoulder pads. Yes, I'll have to sew shoulder pads. I'll have to show shoulder pads. Very high ones. In fact, I'm going to go and find. There is one picture that comes to mind. There's one picture that comes to mind that I have seen back in the day. Yeah, I'll go and find that picture. That picture shows somebody with a very big shoulder pad, very big one. The shoulder pad was even bigger than their head. I'm just keeping you guys busy so that you would not feel bored in the class. but I hope you're understanding the logic of what I'm doing. Yes, Ashat. Yes. Yes.
I have a question, sir.
Ashat,
So now,
can you hear me?
um, according to the questions you gave us,
Do
you
you
know, it
always
was
want to
majorly
create
concerning the product
dashboard
analysis and
every
all.
day
For a
at
person like
work?
me now, that did not include any time intelligence function in my dashboard, does
Certain
it matter?
times at
Or
work,
I
you
ought to
don't
have
create
included
dashboard
it?
every day. You understand? So making
Yes, sir.
your dashboard intelligent is why it is there. In fact, it is the reason why the dashboard was created in the
No,
first place.
never.
So if your dashboard is not intelligent enough to go across to reproduce itself each day with new information, with current information, you would find yourself having to do your work all over and over and over until you are tired of the work. So you get the check why it is important for us to employ time intelligence. Yes, that's the concept. Now, I am in a day, I must have been reporting to five separate teams at work. But once I get to the office, I do my due diligence. Sometimes you have to send screenshots of your
Yeah, I get the
dashboard,
concept now.
then include a mail, you understand, so that it just make sure that you're working and stuff. You show that you're working. The other time, they are the ones that seek their information themselves. You, if there is an issue with any product, they call you, oh, there is something we found out that we want to know how many or this product, this particular product, and the rest of it. So you don't have to be there always for them to make their decisions. Yes, you guide decisions, but if you're working for multiple teams, you need to be smart. If not, the work would choke you. So now let's go. We said we would use year to date here in terms of quantity. Let's use our year to date. Then remember from the video we went to the reference label and we added the comparison values, right? You guys remember?
Yes, sir.
Most of you did not watch that video. So we go to the values and uh rules from negative 1000 plus to negative to zero, then zero to 1000 plus again.
Hello, sir.
Yes, you can hear me.
I can't see your screen.
You can
Your
see my
screen.
screen.
Okay.
So this was what we used for
It
red.
has come up now. It has come up now.
Okay, and this will just make another green for now. Then later we'll adjust. Huh? I wrote down that green color coding somewhere. I wrote it down. I can't find where I wrote it down, guys. So let's use a new one for now. Let's use 319965. Let's just use this for now. Okay. And okay. So when it's positive, it's green. When it's negative, it's red. Then on the title, we go to custom and it is just leave it versus last year so that it doesn't. So there are other ways you can view this. It's not must you use this. This this tutorial, this class, this session is just for you to know that oh you can present these things this way. It doesn't actually mean that this is the standard for presenting your dashboard or this is the standard on how it must flow and stuff like that. You understand? So always make sure that you you know exactly what you're doing, right? So let's move on. So I think something is wrong. Okay, let's go to call out value and arrange our call out values. I was just checking that. So on the value, centralize. I think we need to either add a decimal. It's good. We add sometimes maximum of two decimals so that it doesn't look too busy. And it's good to show degree of accuracy in your report. That's why you see most of the times if I start off with two decimal places in all areas of my report, you see it as two decimal places. If I start off as one decimal place, I just use that to make it how it looks in that particular report. It's not standard. It's not standard. So you don't say, oh, it's how it should be. It's not standard. So just know that. So we've done this quantity year to date versus last year. That means versus last year, we are 3% up. Clear insight directly to management. Let's go to month to date. Your insight should be clear enough for somebody who isn't an analyst to understand. Quantity month to date. Yes. Quantity month to date and year to date at this point will be the same. If it is by February, you now start seeing the difference between month to date and year to date. But since you're starting the year, it's just how it will be, it will look like. You get what I'm trying to say, guys? But you don't need to, like Ashad, start worrying about going to build another dashboard because you have already built it in. You get now? Because it is now time sensitive, it starts pulling out immediately. You understand? That's just why you need to create dashboards like this. So let's move on. Let's focus on the values, function. We want to use rules, change this to quantity values, month to date, last month, and we have our negative value here. Now, you know why I use, I don't know if the recording did justice to this previously. Why I use minus more than 1,000? Because certain times you just see a particular product because of promotion being run on it. You just see a particular product having over 1,000 plus month on month. Yes, 1,000 plus percentage. So you just get to find out that if that's not covered, if you just leave it at 100%, you still have one or two drawbacks in your report. So, oh, we need to insert the color. Don't forget it is 319965 for our current green that we are employing. So it's here. So next, we just do some arrangement. Go to the title, custom. Now we can use versus month on month. Just makes it easy. And yeah, good. Next. So if you notice, some of these things you just see them because you've done them over time. It just happens that you're used to them. It's not like this person is Lord of Lord. It's because he has been using it for some time. So we'll do the same for week to date. So week to date, is my voice audible, guys? Is it audible enough?
Yes, sir.
So
Yes,
week
sir,
to
it
date,
is.
we insert this
Yes, sir.
in week to date as well. We go to our reference label. We add the comparison for week to date, which is our comparison is last week, right? So we go to the value, we go to functions, build our rules. We go field value this time should be our comparison values. Now the other things you can do here, of which I am not going to include them for now, those arrows going up and arrows coming down, probably in your free time or in other sessions, I will want to would want to do that too. So don't forget we are starting from minus 1,000 to 0, then we start from 0 to over 1,000 plus. So we have our green 319965. So it's negative. We focus now on the title. On the title, of custom, we have versus previous week. Now we have succeeded in doing something here, guys. Something interesting. We have built three levels of comparison. Now, you see something quite interesting. Versus last year, we are 3.8%, 4%. Oh, you guys did not notice. We have not clicked percentage yet. So we missed that earlier. So we have to click percentage. So you see, it is 49.94% week on week. That's a lot. So this should be around 142%. And business is good. Anybody that sees this will say business is good because you're actually surmounting whatever you did last year in just this short period of time. That means you're doing something right. Or there have been new stores opened, there have been new products launched, there have been certain other things. Prices have increased, or but now we are focusing on quantity. So I think something else must have happened. New stores, more especially. See how we are relating things that you've seen in data to what is really actually happening in your business. That's how analysts think. That's what I want all of you and how I want all of you to think in the retail industry. We've missed something earlier. No, we missed the decimals. So guys, next we want to look at top performing categories. Our category product categories are in the product summary levels. Let's start with top performing subcategories. I don't know why this happens to me all the time. So these are our subcategories, and these are our quantity sold up to this moment. Or instead of that, let's use. I had a different data in the other of my system. If you guys are ready, we'll then implement that different data and you will see changes in the categories. So it doesn't look all the same. But for now, we'll use this until I get the go ahead from you guys that, oh, let's change it to the new data. Then on our line axis, we can add our quantity values. So you can as well view your chart in both directions. And to make this chart a little bit better and easy to view, we need to make some arrangements to the plot. This will come this way because we will not fill up that space, but we might actually need it this way. So let's make it top five because that's our interest right now. Top five categories. So we go to categories, basic filtering, top 10, top five, right? Now, top five by what? Is it by quantity or by sales value? So that's what you want to note. So since we are more dependent on quantity when it comes to what they call it, products, so we'll go by quantity. I've seen a situation where the top five in terms of quantities are actually not the top five in terms of value. So that's what data, a good data will do for you. But this data, since it's simulated, I have been trying to pummel it more so that it would work to my own favor. So this is what we have for now. We would arrange this and oh, I don't want to write another measure, but we'll do something about that. So let's continue. So since we are in a numbers game, our arrangement should be geared towards numbers, numbers all the time. So one thing I am setting off, I will show this. So to what degree? Remember, because of space and other factors, we might not be able to use two decimal places here, or we can do something to arrange it better. So let's go to our y-axis first. Since we are showing the numbers directly on top of the columns, we don't actually need to show the numbers or the title there as well. So take it out. Since we have these values here, it's not necessary to show it here as well. You might not be able to do the same for here because of how the values are. If you try to do it, you try to do it on the secondary axis, immediately I turn it on, it shows, immediately you turn it off, it goes out. So how we take it is to just change the colors to white. So you won't have to see it there. Since it's already here, no need seeing it here. It just makes your chart simple. You understand? Another thing you need to know is on the x-axis. On the x-axis, we don't need a title for it there. Yes, we already have or know what we are looking out for. Our header or our chart description should carry all that. Another thing that you can employ to simple charts like what we are doing. Note this is we are making simple charts. We are not making anything too busy. Another thing you should try to note is the what they call it, the values that are here. You understand should be able to summarize what somebody wants they see it. Immediately they see it, they know what you're trying to say. And what can help that is the description above. Not like the description should be too long, but it should cover. You understand? Since you're working with sales, make sure to point that out. Sales and quantity sold by subcategory. Make sure to always call that sub what category. And another thing, since your plot is time specific, make sure to include that as well in your header if it is not included inside the plot. Year to date. Now, immediately somebody sees this plot, he will now first of all look for which of them is the sales value, is discussing the sales value, which is discussing the sales quantity value, volume rather, and they have made their decision. And something we missed, we forgot to tell them that we are looking at top five. So it should also be included. Top five sales and quantity sold. We might remove the sold if they understand already. You understand? Top five. You're also an analyst, and you should also be somebody within the organization uh, that is viewing the report. Because come to think of it, if you're not the analyst, If they give you something like this, would you understand? Always put yourself in that position. Would you understand? Somebody just gave you this stuff and immediately. Now, note that each of these products that are the top five, each of the products that are top five here are filters as well. Your plots are always filters. If you see, it has filtered across every other thing. So, not including filter does not mean there is no filter on your plot. You can as well take it out by taking out by removing the connections. You understand? The reporting connections it should be somewhere here. Format. So format, edit interaction. If I want to take out the connection of this plot as a filter on any of this my plot, I don't want it to affect any of it. I can just click here, click here, click here. Now, if I filter across, see, all the other plots have changed, but this still remains the same. So you can use that to help. Is somebody not seeing or something? Sorry. Okay. So this for editing interactions. I've taught you something immediately right now. So let's move ahead. I don't want to. I want the interactions to. So if you want to change it back, you click on filter, filter, filter. So that's how it works. There. So uh, we have now looked at the plots. We are now talking about things that make your plots a lot more better. You understand and stand out. So next, you see all this stuff here. They are called tooltips. Now you can include more tooltips to improve your report, depending on what you're trying to do. But the tooltip should not just be as bland as it was before. You see, we have some of net sales and NGN. It doesn't sound or look well. So how do you approach that? What you can do here is come to your build visual area and adjust the names there. Category, subcategory. Now, this is sales value. You can even improve it more. Hold on, guys. So I'm going to pause my visual for now so that it doesn't disturb us. And I am taking out these report connections, these interactions. So I'm pausing my visuals for now so that it doesn't refresh anytime I make or I adjust something. So if you look at that tooltip now, let's look at the tooltip again. Something is hanging in my system. I don't know what it is. Okay, it's not coming up for now, but let's just change the names here. So this, oh, I have paused my dear. Sorry, guys. Sales year to date. I paused interaction on I paused refresh, so a lot of things might not work. That's just the truth. So it just allows us to build faster allows us to build faster. Don't mind me. I forget. This is quantity, so just quantity year to date. You can ask a question, Victor.
Okay, so my question is this: in your comparison, you made use of
I'll show you
subcategories.
where
We
we
have
show
categories and we
categories.
have the product name. E.
Yes.
Okay,
I'll show you like
okay,
this now. You're looking for values in the top categories, the top subcategories. Or we can use categories here. Also, look at why I use subcategories because it broke it down a lot more. You understand? You can look at categories in another aspect, you understand? But I use subcategories because we have it broke cake, it broke rice and chicken and the rest. Categories is just like almost five or thereabout, you understand? So that's why I use subcategories.
okay, sir. Okay. What about What about? Is there a problem if someone makes use of the
Sorry, go
product
again.
name
I didn't get you.
for the comparison? Is there a problem if
The
someone makes
product
use of
itself,
product name
the product
for the
itself.
comparison?
That's why I said
Yes,
we
the
should calm
names.
down. This is why I
Yes,
didn't
for the
use the
comparison.
categories are quite few. You understand? The product name,
No,
I
I didn't talk about
know.
category. I
That's
said
why this
product name.
table is here. I've
Okay,
not changed, remove.
okay,
That's why this table is here. So
okay,
you
okay,
now use the product name here.
okay, okay,
You understand?
okay,
And don't
okay,
forget,
okay.
since we are working on
Yes.
quantities, we are more interested in not like anything. You can have like sales for products, but our concern right now should be quantities. But it doesn't still change the fact that since you have a table, you can't show all this. Let me leave most of them. Just hold on, guys, a little bit. I think my system needs a refresh or a restart. So okay, most of it are back. So don't forget, I stopped refresh on this page. That's why you're not seeing anything refreshing, mostly. So let's go back and resume or refresh. Now you see, you can actually um, still have the product name here. You can even do more than this. You can do more than this with the table. This table here. So the metrics table we have here can do more. I can view this by category, subcategory, and if you don't want it to be all opened up. You want to be able to open it up yourself. Huh? You can employ, if you open for burger, see you have classic, double, and the zinger. Now, the top selling here, if you adjust, if you see there is a small drop down here, what it means is it is either being what they call it, sorted out by ascending or descending order. So based on your sort, you understand that's what this arrow here is for. So I have made my sort using top selling here. You understand? You see now that's why it just changed everything immediately. So if you also want to show it all at a time, you see chicken has the total sales today. Don't just don't worry about the sales value for now. We'll change it because we are not interested in daily sales for products, like I said, or categories and the rest of it. We're interested in weekly sales and it should reflect on our sales value as well. So I'm taking out daily sales, yesterday sales, and I'm going to leave the week to date sales because probably that's what our management is interested in. Not like no one is interested in daily sales. You understand? Probably who you're sending this report to is interested in only weekly sales. Doesn't mean you can't leave the daily sales so that uh someone else like but due to hierarchy of reports, there is what they call row level um what's it called again? I recall. So when you're sending out reports and there are different categories of people that need to see this report. So those categories of people need to see it differently. They don't need to see exactly what is yes, it's row level security. You understand? You restrict certain data access to certain people. So that's part of the reasons why I don't build the dashboards the same. You build the dashboard differently because you should not see what your management is seeing. You understand? They have other critical roles. So giving you the luxury of seeing what they are viewing is more like it's not something that should be done. So what we can do now, our sales week to date previous versus previous week to date. Now we can include our volume measures for quantity week to date as well. After we are done with that, quantity week to date, you see it has included it. Don't mind this quantity that is like this, we'll work on it. And the comparison, quantity week to date versus the previous week. So let's work on the header. So that's previous week to date. So that it aligns. So now the like volume and sales and quantity, there are little differences. Are you noticing it? Are you noticing it? But the values are almost the same, but there are little differences, meaning that sometimes quantity might be higher, quantity might be lower, and stuff like that. So it's something that your report should include, you understand? So we'll go again for month to date. Like I said, it's a numbers game. Uh, we are more interested in previous months this time. So we are going to take out the year on year months value. So quantity month to date versus no. I was supposed to bring in the comparison. it's quite confusing, right? Don't worry, we'll work on every other aspect of it. Let's just make it look better first and add everything we need to add. Then the last value we are interested in is the year-to-date value, right? So we do quantity year-to-date and the comparison value. So we've added few columns. You see by quantity versus sales last year. Sales last year is increasing, but by quantity we are increasing. Do you see? You guys noticing this here? By quantity we increase, but sales versus last year sales is reducing. What can cause this? Who has an idea? So look here, sales year to date
Sorry, sir. Please come again. Please come again.
versus that of last year to date. You understand? It is reducing. That means last year by this time it beats what we've done this year. But based off quantities that we've sold, we notice that versus last year, the same period that we are looking at, quantity sold have increased. What can be the cause of it in this kind of scenario?
Also, I think it's
Price
the
was
price.
reduced. That can
The
only be the
value of
problem
The
here.
price
It's
was
not
reduced.
like a problem.
this.
There
The
was
price was
price
slashed.
reduced. And as price was reduced, a lot more people
Yes.
decided to buy. Probably there is
So
a
the class is
discount
about to
running
end.
this year. Probably they
Can
have
we create another
effected a
link, sir?
discount running this year so that we can use it to start a new fresh year. Hey guys, not tired? Huh? You're not tired? Okay. You're not tired,
No,
so
sir.
then you must make this money this year.
I'm not tired.
I'm telling you.
Right. What I'm seeing right now is like
So
is deep. Like I said, it's
we
deep.
we have seen one really good
It's deep.
Mubarak. What is it? Mubarak, you are crying. What is it now? I want to know why you're crying. Mubarak, can you hear me? Oh, nothing. Okay. So, Victor, you were saying something that you are noticing something different or something.
So what I'm trying to say is that learning these things are making me see
Yes,
that
this is real work.
this is deep. Like this
Yes,
is
this is real
real
work.
work.
And you see, we've been four
So
hours,
I'm
three
not
hours
tired.
building just one dashboard. Why are we spending this much time building this dashboard? And we've not really gone anywhere. We are spending this much
I'm
time
telling you.
building it because we have an aim. One, The aim of the dashboard is not for it to be extremely visually attractive, but it should cover all the bases that the management want to see. You understand? The logic behind what you're creating this dashboard for should stand out.
Exactly.
It
Yes.
should be the in thing. If you notice here, immediately I saw this, immediately I noticed it. And you guys noticed it as well. Imagine management seeing this, that they've been selling more quantities. Do you know what it means for management to have seen this? If they look at this and management sees this, what he will do first is call the finance guys and tell them, I would like to see our revenue to profit ratio as it is currently. He will call supply chain. How is our stock health? Give me information on how we have been via stock. Are we going to be able to meet up with our projections? Then he will call his CIO. Do you think we are not running at a loss in this our discount that we've given? Is it not too much? Do you think can still continue this promo until it ends? Because I think customers are becoming too aware of the product. In fact, he will call marketing team and tell the marketing team that please, every ongoing advertisement should pause for now. We should try as much as we can to limit the people knowing about this promo so that it doesn't impact on our profits. Yes, we are selling, we are having more customers, but it's eating into our profit level. Do you see how they all relate now? Because you're not just working for one department, you're working for somebody that controls information in everywhere. So your report has a whole lot of impact on what happens in the business. Just one report, one value. How the value shapes decision is in your hands. So guys, let's move on, guys. Let's move on. So there's something we need to do here. Give me just few minutes. Just 1 minute. Wale, I want you to start. Team council. It seems the ladies have left us, guys. And Victor, put in the
I
group
am
that
here,
we've
sir.
started again. Oh.
Yeah. Really?
Let me do that immediately, right now.
Ole Wale, I asked you a question. You said?
Yeah. I was about to tell you.
Okay,
When
okay,
you
okay.
I was about to tell when you asked this guy to message the other members. So this session has really kind of enlightening me in so many ways, like on how to really build dashboard that once anybody sees it, it can actually understand what the dashboard is all about. So before even getting deeply into the um, the dashboard, then on the real life level, I've seen how like you sharing your experience and all that because I believe everything that you're saying, you are teaching us right now is from the how do I put it from the background of what you've been doing, and that's how it is being done in the normal um, setup. So it's really a great opportunity to learn all these things so that moving forward, one will have this deep knowledge about all these things, even if everything is not that clear at the moment. But I believe with time and consistency, trying to do all these things, implementing them,
Yeah, I
will
like what you said, that
understand
you would grow,
uh,
and that should be it.
the stuff. Um,
I wish you
yeah.
all good
So
growth.
that's my thing.
So, if you look here, quantity week on week it looks the same. But when you go to month on month comparison, do you know that previous month is last year? You found out, right? Previous month we are discussing right now is last month. So let's move on. We need to finish in the next 30, in the next 20 minutes rather. So I want to add conditions to our quantity values. I would like to add icons, and just like we had before, I would like to add icons on the values. Um, I used only two icons. This value, this icon. So from here, we have to use our negative values. You saw that value where we had over minus 1000, right? In that year to date value, right? Is it up to 1000? So I told you sometimes you encounter things like that. So. I said it should be above minus 1000.
Sir, is it minus
Me, I
1,000 or
don't
minus 1
keep
million?
count of the zeros I put sometimes. Yes. But it
Okay,
should be
okay.
above 1000 because sometimes you just see
Okay.
something like that happen. We've included this, and on the quantity week to date value, we need to make it separated by commas and two decimal places. It happens automatically. If it adds the two decimal places, voila, we move. Okay, you didn't add the two decimal places, add it yourself. I'm still going to pause the interaction on my. I think my system needs a restart, so it's becoming too slow. So I've paused interaction on the page on all visuals so that we can build without any interference or too much interference for now. So same thing for quantity month on date, month to date, comma. We do the same thing for quantity year date. Oh, I forgot to add the. Okay, I'm going to include it in decimal places. So you see, we had fire double class together. I have paid my dues for last Saturday that didn't all go well for all of us. So nobody will tell me that I'm owing them any sessions, right? Because this one is two sessions in one. Thank you too for being here, because if you're not here, I wouldn't be teaching anybody anything. So thank you for being here. So done that as well.
Thank you, sir. Thank you, sir.
We missed the one for want to date the two decimal places. Hmm. So let's move on. Remember, our visuals are paused, so we'll not see anything that is being in effect for now, but I will continue to work on it. This is how sometimes I work. You just close all your visuals, make all your corrections, so that by the time you're done, everything just loads at once. So you don't put a lot of stress on your system. This is actually because I use a lot of direct queries. So it sometimes happens because of the volume of data that we have or we work with. So this is zero. You have to make your work faster for you. So anything that brings you closer to making your work faster, know how to employ it. So we've changed it from percentages to numbers, and we're here. So I'll do the same. Oh, guys did not notice we missed something. The colors. Oh. We're not dealing with colors again here. We are dealing with colors. So I'm going to do that for month to date value as well. Why is nobody asking me why I always remove the middle colors? It's distracting, just nothing too much. It's distracting sometimes if you leave it there. So I just want them to know, is it uh is it going up or down? In fact, that's what everybody wants to know. As your management team, they have a lot on their plate. In fact, don't envy most of them because they have too much on their plate. And certain times, because of they have too much, they need something real quick, real fast, so that they can go on with their normal business. You understand? So let's take out the format visuals you see here, and here the values will appear. What we know, they've appeared. So you see it's going up or either it's coming down. In fact, they might not even want to look at these values. Immediately they see it's going up and it's coming down, they will just ask, why is it happening like this? And people that have the problems will present themselves. You understand? That's how it works. So we should be done with this now. So let me just show you a little bit about drill downs here and how it works. I don't know. I don't want to include bookmarks. You can actually include bookmarks for different views here. Let me introduce you to the bookmarks. It makes some of our work easy for us. We can introduce bookmarks here. So, mm, let me insert bookmark. Uh, Not from here actually. Yeah, from here. So I want to add bookmark. This is bookmark one. What should bookmark one do? Bookmark one should take us to categories, right? Bookmark one should take us to categories. Then I'm going to insert a button for it. Um, there are two ways of doing this. I can put a bookmark navigator. Just probably when you only want to use, let's say, one bookmark or bookmark in a page, sort of. When you have multiple pages and you have multiple bookmarks, so it becomes a whole lot more different. So, what does this bookmark do? It takes you to categories, right? If you have doubts, you update it here. Good. It has been updated that anytime you want to see level, row level of categories, you use this bookmark. You can add another bookmark here that takes us to subcategories. So at this point, we need to do something. So before we update, to do that, we go to data drill down and expand to next level. Now, it is now taking us to subcategories. What we can do is make sure you have updated your subcategory bookmark. Next, let's now go to the product level. Going to the product level, we add a third bookmark and we include product level. Now, at product level, what should we see? We want to see the categories, the subcategories, and the product itself. So we'll go to data drill down again and move to the next level. Now, you've seen burgers, classic, and you're seeing the products inside of them. Don't forget to update your bookmark. So this is it. This is what we've done. This is what we've done. You want to see it in action? You want to see it work? You want to see how the bookmark works, guys? Okay, it helps you to actually not spend too much time working on multiple projects at the same time. So it just gives them an avenue to
Yes,
view
sir.
their data in multiple fashions. So what it does, what will happen now is if we want to go to the category level, uh, for you that is developing this dashboard, you just need to hold your control. We are at the category level. Subcategory level, you make this, and at the product level, you do this. So if this dashboard is published, you don't have to always go about telling them you can view it by categories, you can view it by they might just want to view each category, what products are there and the rest of it. Sometimes they also request that, oh, I want to see all the fried chicken subcategories like inside of it and the rest of it. So we can also do that on our visual here. Come to, sorry, so you come here to preset, sorry, layout, preset. See down here there is a repeat row header. Once you do that, it should appear. So you now see all the chickens, all the categories close to each value. So each item shows each category and stuff like that. Now you can apply your filters here by subcategories. If you want to view only per category, this is cakes. So it has shown us all kinds of cakes, the product name cakes, what have been sold, how it's doing by your measures and stuff like that. So we could also include our filters now, but note this your bookmark should be always close to this plot. So at this point, what I'm going to do is include a title to this title, product summary, week to date, month to date, year to date. So I'm going to increase the size. A little bit more. And attach them. Once you've confirmed that okay, this is now okay, you can now group them based on your decision. So I hold my control and I group. Control G. I've grouped them together so that it doesn't move. So you see, you can now move all of them differently. So I think we should take out the subcategories here because Victor was right. Let's use categories here since we've already applied another level there. So I'm taking out the subcategories and would use categories. So this is it. I want to employ filters here based off recommendations from. We'll still arrange this. You understand? I might not arrange this on this call, but we'll still arrange it. I'm going to make a video for the arrangement. Let's add filters here. So guys, give me ideas of filters you would want us to add up there. Okay, I um started out with category, which is one of the good thing. Let me show you something. Good, good, good. This is absolutely wonderful. For those of you,
By
I
region.
always do this. When you create one filter, immediately you're done. You copy and paste. Control, copy, control, paste. And you move it to the next level. Take out the values and you add subcategory inside of it. Now, there was a case that happened, and I don't know how it happened, but the dashboard the guy built was really lagging, and they brought it to me saying the dashboard was lagging. I said, we looked for everything, nothing was really the problem. Okay, I now started looking at the filters. So some of the filters were carrying filters from other values. And I guess he has filtered something different under his filters and he took it, copied, pasted, and so inside categories you see under categories you see filters that have already been applied. Is it combo? Is it this? Like multiple filters inside of it. So you notice that you're like querying the system multiple times. So certain times you also need to observe. You need to observe your filters as well when you're copying and paste. All of us we do it. I do it myself. So on product name, would add a search button to our filters. To add it is simple. Just on these three dots here, you click on search. So that anybody that comes and want to search for a particular product name, I can now search cake. Okay, there is no cake here. Okay, there is dessert. Dessert. See, the items bearing that names are showing up, are popping up. So it's also something that helps your filters work better. Uh, Probably on values that are so much, you understand, like product name. So management might just want to be able to search one product. In fact, they just want to the product. Something happened to the product yesterday. They want to see it all around on their dashboard. That's what they do. They'll just go to the name of the product, they type it in. If they know the product code, they can as well type it in. But you now know as it is done. So just add filter, click on the three dots, add search, and that's it. Colors. So control copy, control paste. So that's it. That's it. Now I want to add for combo products if there are combinations or not. So let's arrange a bit of them so that you just see how I do little bit like the naming on your filter. Don't just leave it like category. Yes, it's category, but you could do more. You could say filter by category because some of these guys don't know what you have done, what this is. You understand? So you're informing them. You're informing them on the first time. Probably if they worked with you for quite some time, so it will be easy for them to understand what filters or slicers or any of it look like. You understand? So the title really passes a message. Filter by you have given them that information. So I would like us to end the class here. Myself, I am very tired. I have I have done a lot with you guys today. I'm very tired. We have crossed the 30 minutes mark we put for the class. I'm going to record. Victor, continue, please.